So of course we were bound to find something out like this, that Starkiller was cancelled last minute. There was a Starkiller announcement to be made, and this is, at the end of the day, the real tragedy of Star Wars fans we just have to endure. So recently it was the 48th birthday of Sam Witwer, so there was a lot of congratulations going around and a lot of moments, a lot of characters that Sam Witwer did play, and Daniel Rickman, who is a well-known personality on X, and he is an insider, by the way, so he knows what he's talking about. He's leaked all sorts of projects and future things that are happening. He said in a tweet attached to a happy birthday, he said Sam Witwer was also in almost every recent Star Wars project. Key emphasis on almost, because he knows what we suspected up until now, that in fact somebody at Lucasfilm, I suspect of course Kathleen Kennedy or perhaps Bob Iger himself, they collaborated to stop a Starkiller project coming to light. So what he means by every recent Star Wars project, of course, that every recent Star Wars project that's going to be made, Sam Witwer was supposed to be involved as Starkiller, of course. Like even in Starfighter perhaps, or Mandalorian and Grogu, there was supposed to be a Sam Witwer cameo as Starkiller, because in that cameo, we would learn that Starkiller survived post-Empire. After the Empire fell, he survived Darth Vader's death and everybody, and just went on his own path, and now we see him emerge. But as I said in the beginning, alas, we are made to suffer, we are made to endure, and to hope for better days. So literally, we are waiting for a new hope in the Star Wars verse, because at this point, I seriously don't even know what to say to the fans. There's an insider talking with credible knowledge that Sam Witwer was involved with new Star Wars projects, and it was scrapped last minute as Starkiller. Of course, we know that he's going to be coming in a Clone Wars sequel, which is supposed to be Maul, Shadow Lord, and he's apparently coming in 2026. I'm suspecting after Mandalorian and Grogu, perhaps in the summer, perhaps in September. We don't know yet, but we do know what Sam Witwer said about this. What he said when asked on Comic-Con by a fan, the fan asked him would he play Starkiller again if he were supposed to come back in canon, and he literally, without skipping a beat, he said, "I'd shave my head tomorrow." So he continued saying, and I quote, "Unless it's a quick cameo, it does require a little bit of an investment in a screen time. If he's a quick cameo, he can get away with a lot, right? But if he's there for a little bit longer, it requires for an explanation. Who is this guy?" And he also said, "But I like the idea of the symmetry between Ahsoka on one side as Anakin's Padawan and Starkiller as Vader's apprentice, and they have a lot of the same lightsaber styles. I thought that was really neat. I like that." And this is, again, the genius of Sam Witwer comes in the forefront. This is why they worked so great together with Dave Filoni in the, Clone Wars as Maul, as the Son. Don't forget, Sam Witwer had multiple roles in the Clone Wars. So Dave Filoni and Sam Witwer back again would just have been a fantastic, beautiful thing to happen. And he was supposed to have a cameo in The Mandalorian and Grogu, and now it seems like that's not going to happen. But the genius behind that idea, you could clearly see that Sam Witwer has spent a lot of time thinking, as opposed to other executives over there at Lucasfilm who don't think at all and just think of Star Wars as an IP and as a cash machine, as the bank to, go collect their checks. So the dude said it perfectly. He said that there's a symmetry, there's a good, there's a bad, and there's a light side and the dark side version to all of it. It's like poetry, as George Lucas has said. Star Wars is known for its symmetry, and Sam Witwer said it best. Anakin had an apprentice, had a Padawan in Ahsoka, and then as Darth Vader, he had another apprentice in Starkiller. Two opposites that at the end of the day, if you think about it, both end up at the same point. Ahsoka left the Jedi Order and went on her own, and so did Starkiller. He was evil in the beginning, shaped by Vader, and then slowly he just turned away and left Vader, left the Empire, and did his own thing. So it is truly beautiful. It is truly interesting, and I love what Sam Witwer said, but there's actually more that I could say. Star Wars Celebration came and went, and then we have some more interviews, and very recently you have also Sam Witwer talking about it, while also Hayden Christensen was passing by. So everything happened in a flash. He said in an interview that he would love to come back to play Starkiller in any way, shape, or form, whether that be in animated form or just in live action or the game as well. Now imagine if we don't get Starkiller in live action, but we get The Force Unleashed 3. Even though he died, he came back again. And why not? He can come back again. I can just imagine The Force Unleashed 3 coming in the timeline between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. Luke has already been established. Vader has been very much established to that degree that he has that light side and that dark side to him. This would be the perfect timeline for Galen Marek, aka Starkiller, to come back. So in this interview, Sam Witwer, when asked if he could come back as Starkiller, he said, "I'd love to. Let's get Hayden Christensen in on that as well." Naturally, he means, of course, Vader. So from the mouth of Sam Witwer himself, not only is he ingratiating himself into returning back, but also Hayden Christensen. We know that Hayden already has played Darth Vader in the Obi-Wan series, so now he could play it in the Starkiller series as well, even in A Force Unleashed 3. Then he went on to say, you know, it's a fantastic character, and I think the reason he's interesting is that he spends the whole first half of his story making terrible mistakes, and then he spends the second half of the story trying to undo those same mistakes piece by piece. I think it's really compelling, so yeah, if they want me to do a remake or any kind of continuation, I'd shave my head in a second and I would do it. Don't you just love hearing that from Sam Witwer? I mean, he's already busy with Maul Shadowlord that's coming in 2026. And you know what? Since he said this, more things could be coming in 2026. You have to keep your hopes up, because by this interview, and as we've said previously, like Disney and Lucasfilm desperately want that Gen Z male to come back to Star Wars because they felt they have lost it. Well, guess what? Starkiller would be the perfect antagonist or protagonist, whichever way they choose to go. Galen Marek is a successful character. It's a creation of George Lucas and Dave Filoni together. I mean, what more could you really possibly ask for? According to rumors coming straight from the San Diego Comic-Con, Starkiller is about to become canon again in Ahsoka Season 2. So it sounds kind of crazy, but a week ago, there were many insiders talking about how possibly Sam Witwer could come back playing Starkiller, Galen Marek, in the next upcoming Ahsoka season, because it would all correlate to the Mortis Gods. Now, in the upcoming Ahsoka season, we know by Baylan Skoll that they are going for it. Baylan Skoll is about to unleash the Mother, which we had a lot of hints in Season 1, not only with Baylan Skoll, but also with Anakin and Ahsoka in The World Between Worlds. Previously, the Clone Wars and the Star Wars Rebels already established this Force mythology regarding these deities, but in a potential twist of what's coming, it's going to be the introduction of Starkiller, Darth Vader's former apprentice that is currently in development. This way, you have Anakin in the middle as the father, and both of his apprentices, the light side apprentice in Ahsoka and the dark side apprentice in Starkiller, by his side. In Star Wars Celebration, even Dave Filoni kind of gave some remarks and hints during some interviews, because he hinted at the incorporation of the character the Son into his storyline. We know who played the Son, of course, in the Clone Wars series, and that was indeed Sam Witwer. He actually played the Son before he even played Maul, so keep that in mind. Let's go back to Season 1. In the first season, Ahsoka has some visual cues that suggested she is going to become the daughter, one of the Mortis Gods that embodies the light side of the Force. How do we know this? Well, by the ending of the show, she donned the white clothing. She actually became Ahsoka the White. So she is the embodiment of the light side of the Force. Then we go to Anakin Skywalker, who was formerly Darth Vader. He could assume the role of the father, overseeing both of his apprentices, Ahsoka and Starkiller, who embody the light and the dark side. What's even more interesting is that Anakin himself represents both sides, represents the balance, because he is the chosen one. He actually did this in front of the father. He controlled, with the Force, he controlled both the son and the daughter. Now, Dave Filoni is known for integrating elements into Star Wars Legends continuity and bring it over into canon. Now, there were several nods to Starkiller that appeared even in Andor, by the way,